Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shauna Randolph, spokesperson for the Edmonton Humane Society, and welcome to our June Edmonton Humane Society podcast, coming to you live from the Fuse Logic studio in Sherwood Park. We're just east of Edmonton. Coming up in this month's show, meet a lovely dog who first came to us about a year ago, thin, timid, and suffering from a serious skin disease. You'll be amazed to see the before pictures and then see her in studio, just how much she's improved in her forever home. Also coming up, a pet fortune teller, a pet stylist, what's going to happen at Edmonton's official pet festival this year. We'll give you the rundown on Pets in the Park, which is scheduled for this coming Sunday. And we meet a world-renowned animal behaviorist who's partnering with the Edmonton Humane Society in her research. We chat with Dr. Rebecca Ledger this hour. And as usual, we have Evan Adnams from Fuse Logic behind the scenes. He's running the show, so he wants everybody get in the chat room.
Get in the chat room.
You can hear him now. You can chat about what you see and express yourselves. And please put up some questions that we can try to answer at the end of the show. We like to get to those, so remember that. Okay, first, though, to our hot topic of the month, which is the aftermath of a major animal rescue effort over the past few weeks. It is about 300 animals or so that were rescued from the Slave Lake fires. That was the fire zone when fires broke out, pretty much destroyed a good chunk of that town. That happened in mid-May. Well, the Edmonton Humane Society sent a rescue team up there when the town was evacuated to save as many left behind or stray animals as possible. It was a fantastic effort because we teamed up with several other people in that area, all trying to do the same thing. One of the partnerships, the main one actually, was with the Animal Rescue Committee of Slave Lake, and I am very pleased to have a few members of that team joining us via Skype today. We welcome Denise McIntyre and Vanessa Bjornson. Hi, ladies. You're with us today.
Hi. Hello.
We haven't done Skype yet on the Edmonton Humane Society podcast, so we are doing this with you. Thank you for being our first ones. I want to start right now with the situation currently. You are still housing animals for some of the displaced people, right?
Yes.
About how many? Give us an idea.
Well, we have right now we have 6 cats, some of which we think are still strays. There's a couple that we have that we think the owners, or they could be owned by families, but we haven't been able to get in touch with them, whether they're not back yet. People are still filtering it into town. They're kind of back and forth depending on their home situation.
And it's been exhausting for everybody, not just, of course, the people who have been homeless naturally, but your team as well.
Yeah, for the few of us, it was getting very exhausting, but we still had a lot of help, and we had to keep going and doing what we were doing so we could help as many critters out there as we possibly could.
Have you ever done anything like this before to this magnitude, you two?
No, never.
So when it happened and you were in the middle of everything, what was going through your mind?
Gosh, it was, once we got into the mix of things and we kind of really got down to brass tacks and we knew what we were doing and what we had to do, it was just, everything just kind of fell into place. The first couple of days were kind of chaotic, and then after that, things really started to fall into place for everybody.
Yeah, chaotic, I imagine, because people naturally very frantic, wanting to be, the peace of mind that their animal is okay. So they were really calling the dispatch center that was set up there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that kind of happened on day 2. So that would have been the Tuesday, 2 days after the fire, the dispatch line was set up.
And how was that trying to coordinate all that? People would phone in and they would say, okay, I had to leave this particular residence. Here's my address. My cat is inside. Is that pretty much most of it?
Yes, they'd call us, give us their address, what was left at the home, what types of pets, and how we can get into their home.
And so off you went, of course, with our team. We'll talk to our CEO in just a few minutes, our perspective. But both of you, I gather, were involved in going door to door and also finding strays wandering around?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So just give us a sense. I mean, it must have been just an overwhelming sense for you.
Yeah, especially we didn't think much of it. I mean, you see rescues on TV on all those channels, Animal Planet channels, and you see people breaking into homes or trying to rescue animals, and you don't really think much of it until you're actually doing it. And sometimes it was a little bit, I want to say creepy, because we were doing some calls at midnight, 1, 2 in the morning, and it's pitch black and there's no electricity. So we're going in with flashlights and really not knowing what we're stepping into, but we would have permission to enter the premises without, any help from the RCMP.
Right. But you did, of course, have a lot of help from the Edmonton Humane Society. What was it like working with our team? And again, we'll talk to Stephanie in a sec, but your perspective.
Well, when we first contacted each other, she was just ready to go, and just a burst of energy for us. And it was awesome, because both of us were kind of in turmoil at the time, she arrived, because there was so much going on and things were happening so quickly. It was great because she knew what she was doing, her team knew what they were doing, and they just kind of put everything into place, and we just followed suit.
Okay, yeah, just amazing. And I know we could talk for the whole half an hour. Maybe we should have set aside the whole half an hour, but we do have to wrap up and move on. But thank you very much, both of you. Hats off to everything that you have done. You're an amazing team up there, and I know the work isn't done for you still, as you said, with a handful or so of cats in there, and all the after work that you still need over the next few weeks. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Again, that was Denise McIntyre, Vanessa Bjornson of the Animal Rescue Committee of Slave Lake, joining us from Slave Lake today via Skype. So now to our CEO, Stephanie McDonald, who led our team up there. I chatted with her recently about basically a look back at what had been going on and the rescue effort, what it was like for the Edmonton Humane Society staff, volunteers, and what was learned. And here is that conversation for you now. So Stephanie, an amazing month from the first time you got the call to the response up north, bringing the animals back, and then the families reunited here. Amazing.
It is truly amazing, and we're really proud of what the Edmonton Humane Society was able to do in light of a huge disaster. Getting a call in the middle of the night saying, we're going to put you on alert, and what does that mean? We have no idea what that means. We haven't been merged into, provincial disaster planning, so I do know that we're quite equipped and very experienced to go ahead and respond to an animal disaster. But we didn't know what that meant at 2 o'clock in the morning. So of course my mind started racing and thinking, well, does that mean that animals are going to be transferred down to Edmonton? Does that mean that they need a team to go up to Edmonton or up to Slave Lake? We didn't really know what that meant. But I knew that we were really able and capable of being able to put something together that in an effort to respond to Slave Lake.
And a really good partnership with the folks up north too.
Well, we were really lucky. We were able to talk to the local Animal Rescue League up there and merge with them, and Denise and her team and Vanessa were really fantastic and very welcoming to us and asked us for their assistance. And of course the Animal Control Agency up there too were working very quickly right at the initial stages of the disaster. The challenge, of course, is that we're not plugged into the emergency response team. So for us to be able to just kind of take up a wagon and say we're going to go up and help is not always welcoming when you've evacuated the area. They don't want to add additional people and risks to the community. Thankfully, they recognized that they needed us and let us in and quickly realized that we were very skilled and professional, and that we really put together a very good response aspect to animal rescue.
And you have an extensive experience with emergency response, whether it be for people or animals. And so, of course, naturally, you had no idea what you were getting in store for when you were going up there, other than that fire had ravaged through the area. But wasn't it remarkable that you didn't find animals that were suffering? There was a few that had burns, but that's amazing.
We learned that in Katrina, and I've learned that again here. I guess it doesn't matter what kind of disaster is happening. We saw that in a tornado here, that animals are just so resourceful. They are capable of getting away from areas of risk, getting themselves safe. And then, of course, when the humans come back to rescue them, that they sometimes they walked right into your arms, and other times it's a little bit challenging to try and calm their spirits down and let them know that you were there to help.
And looking into the faces, they don't understand what's going on.
No, they don't.
And the trust they have in you too.
Yeah. It was very rewarding at times, and sometimes they were a little bit displaced and upset. But once we got them settled into cages, and our volunteers stepped up. We were so lucky to have the volunteers here, not only staff volunteered up in Slave Lake, but they volunteered down here and kept the animals, just really soothing them and calming them. And then I think that the animals started to sense that they were in a safe environment.
And then all the reunions, one after the other of people, they had absolutely nothing left, but they still had their family and their furry or whatever type of animal members of them.
Yeah. Our team up there, we didn't get to experience that, but we really got the highlights, and we got to hear about it through Twitter and Facebook that the reunions were happening. And I've met a couple of people since then, because we're already a month past the disaster.
Yeah.
And unfortunately with disasters, people are interested right at the initial stages, but then kind of we fade away. But it's important that people remember that there's a lot of displacement still up there, and there's families that are rebuilding. Yeah. And if anything, we want people to really realize that this could happen here, this could happen anywhere, and that people need to be very, very prepared in the event that they have to evacuate.
That's right. You never know when anything is going to happen here. Stephanie, what do you think you've learned, or the whole team had learned from this experience?
Well, I don't know, Shauna, if it's about what we've learned. I think what I'm hoping is the provinces learned that they need to really embrace animal rescue as part of the disaster management team. I think that the phone call came, but then it just went to nowhere, unless, of course, I'm a little bit forceful person and know that what the needs are. But I'm hoping that maybe disaster planning or sustainable resources really will look at giving us a call and helping us develop a good response infrastructure, so that we have some equipment that we can come and respond to. We can set up our dispatch area. We can really be effective and hit the ground running, and we'll have all the trained personnel to go ahead and respond in the event that this should happen again.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So most of the animals that we were looking after for the displaced people have been claimed, and we just have a handful of the strays that were found and those that weren't claimed. Those few cats are still available for adoption, and they're identified on the adoptable animals section of our website as being from Slave Lake, so you can check them out in their profiles. And one more note, as Stephanie said, please be as prepared as possible for a disaster. We have valuable tips and a guide sheet that you can download from our website as well. The website is edmontonhumanesociety.com, and look for the emergency preparedness list. They're right on the front page. Now, instead of a month in review, which we usually do, well, because this month was so tied up with the Slave Lake event, I'm just focusing on one more highlight for you, which is our second hot topic, our Greyhound rescue. On June 8th, we transferred 17 Greyhounds and Greyhound mixed dogs from the Saskatoon SPCA. These dogs were involved in a seizure from a farm in Saskatchewan. They were living in deplorable conditions with short chains and a muddy yard without access to water. The Saskatoon SPCA asked us to help with their large number of dogs in their care, and we did have room. As usual with dogs, it's often the case. These are lovely animals and not as timid as we thought that they'd be. We also learned a shocking story about them. These dogs were being used to hunt coyotes on Saskatchewan farms, basically trained to chase them down and violently kill the coyotes. So we are making sure anyone adopting these dogs is fully aware of the history, that they do not take them to an off-leash park ever for fear of chasing down another dog, and that they don't go to homes with cats or other small animals. And our animal protection officers will be visiting the new adoptive homes to make sure the dogs are not being used for this purpose again. Those are up on our adoption page as well, a few of them now, and they are identified. We marked a major milestone this past month, launching a fantastic partnership with a world-renowned animal behaviorist. Her name is Dr. Rebecca Ledger. She is known for her extensive research and for consulting animal welfare organizations all around the world. Before her visit this past month, we were actually already implementing her certified dog behavior evaluations to make sure adoptable dogs are placed in a home that best suit their personality, and that is working. We're very pleased with that. And now, Dr. Ledger and the Edmonton Humane Society are working on making our shelter the hub for her research. Here is more with a conversation I recently had with Dr. Ledger when she visited our shelter a couple of weeks ago. So, Rebecca, we are just so excited to have you here. We know we've had some dealings with you in the past and then teaming up again. What are you hoping to do now, the second phase of teaming up with us?
Oh, I'm very excited. There are so many opportunities, and we're having a lot of fun exploring all sorts of ideas. But I think furthering a lot of the programs that we've already started to implement, looking more at the welfare of other species, not just dogs, but also the cats and the small animals that we have here, and really looking at some of the nuances in terms of kennel design and how we can make such a great facility even better by studying the animals and looking at the impact that kennel changes have on their welfare and their daily well-being.
Right, and we have pretty much been focusing on dogs. So what other species? Cats, naturally, and you have quite a history with studying cats, but what other types of species do you want to focus on?
Rabbits, they're a very, very popular pet, and they're becoming more and more popular because they're so small and conducive to apartment living. So, but their behaviour and welfare has typically been neglected by researchers. So this is another field in which there's many questions that we can ask, and this is a great facility to explore those.
What do you think about this facility? This is the first time you've been to our home because we have come to you.
Yeah, I'm blown away. It's lovely. It's unlike many facilities we feel sorry for the animals coming into it. Here you really feel that they've been given every opportunity and every chance to be happy and to find the right owners. They are they're loved and they're cared for, and their welfare is a priority, and it's obvious from speaking to the director, speaking to the staff, and seeing the dogs for myself. These are very happy animals.
They are, yes, definitely. And I know that's what you look for in all of the shelters that you have evaluated across North America and even back in your homeland before you came to North America. And I know you feel, of course, it's so important, especially with dogs and the sounds. I know you did a story on, or a study rather, on the excessive sounds in a shelter for a dog. So
yeah, that's right. The noise level is a big issue. It's disturbing not just for the animals but also for the staff, and it's also a sign of how frustrated the animals might be, how stressed they might be. So typically quiet kennels are a good sign. Obviously just us being here now is creating a little bit of
when we walked in it was very quiet.
It was very quiet, but now they want to be with us. And that's a sign that they are a little frustrated right now, but this isn't typical. This isn't how it usually is. So
right. Yeah. And so this is a long-term partnership with us and still working out the details, but why do you feel it's important to team up with the Edmonton Humane Society?
I think the positive attitude of everybody that I've met who works here is very inspiring, and you have a wonderful facility in which to do research. So that you have a lot of animals, and there are it's just a great environment to do research. People are positive, and you have the resources.
Well, hopefully we help you along with your research, and you continue to help us, and we'll just keep it up to date, and you'll visit again, I hope.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
So we are pleased to have with us part of our monthly success story, a dog that overcame some big odds. And I'm going to show you some pictures now, the before pictures of Precious, the puppy. Look at her. She was part of a litter of Shepherd Cross pups that were brought to us after being found as strays near Hobbema. That was back in March of 2010. The puppies were quite timid, and they were very malnourished and suffering from the serious skin disease called mange. But our staff members treated her very effectively, and a lot of rehabilitation for her behavior. And Precious went up for adoption a few months later in May. And again, that was about a year ago. She quickly found her forever home and took on the new name Maggie. And she is in studio. You can't really see her now until we get a different shot, because she's quite comfortable in her adoptive mom's lap, Tammy Lean. Welcome, both of you. So you saw the before pictures, Tammy. Tell me, what was she like when you first adopted her?
She was really, really shy, really scared. She would hide in the corners, wouldn't really come out to anyone. Really scared.
What made you choose her, though?
We actually went there to adopt another dog, and we were waiting in the lobby, and the behaviorist was walking her around, and she was just so pretty. And she just looked at us, and we fell in love with her.
That's it, fate. It's all about fate when animals come into your life. That is exactly it. I definitely see that. And so, you know, the before and that, and now after, what have you done to make her so relaxed that she can be part of the show, you know?
Well, we really worked with her a lot. We took some training classes at the Humane Society. And we take her out and try to get her out as much as we can. And she's been going to daycare and taking some more training classes and just getting out in public.
And I hear that she loves other dogs.
She loves dogs.
Yeah.
And she loves to play.
Loves to play. So it's just more a little bit timid around some people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly men. She's a little shy around.
Well, she has come so far. It's just, I took those pictures that I showed you all at the very beginning of this interview, and I remember her being in a kennel, and she was just so timid. I didn't think she was going to make it. And it is just so wonderful to see her here. Come up a little more so we can see your beautiful face again. What made you in the first place come to the Edmonton Humane Society, Tammy?
My family's always adopted from the Humane Society. I think they have the best dogs, and it's really such a good deal. They're under $300. You can get a dog that comes spayed and neutered with all her shots, especially with Maggie, who had so much care before.
Yeah.
It was a really good deal.
Yeah, and microchipped, and the first vet exam for after adoption, first set of vaccinations, and on and on and on. And you do have a friend for life, and she is so sweet. Well, thank you very much for coming in and sharing your story, and thank you very much, Maggie. Oh, she's just so beautiful. I love the success story section. Okay, every month we like to remind you of the many ways that you can support shelter animals. And this month, gearing up for our biggest fundraiser of the year, Pets in the Park, Edmonton's official pet festival, is set for this Sunday, June 26th, so just a few days away at Hawrelak Park. Get ready for so much fun, including a pet fortune teller, pet stylist, so much fun. Find out more in this conversation I had recently with our top dog sponsor and our fund development manager. Here's that for you.
So Krista, Jocelyn, we're at it again. Wonderful to have Fabulous Furballs, top dog. Again, what, third time now? Very important partnership.
Of course it is. We're just thrilled to have Fabulous Furballs as a partner for the Edmonton Humane Society. They're a great fun partnership to have, and they support the society in a variety of ways. And of course, the biggest way they support us is by coming on as top dog sponsor. So we're really thrilled to welcome them back.
And you're obviously pleased.
Oh, we love Pets in the Park. You know, we're huge. We're very passionate about the Edmonton Humane Society, and our values just very much align with all of the shelter pets and everything that's going on here at the Humane Society. But hands down, the most fun event every year for pets and pet owners in the Edmonton area is Pets in the Park, and Fabulous Furballs is thrilled to be a part of that.
Okay, let's talk about the excitement. What's new this year?
Oh, so much fun and adventure going on this year. Of course, every year we try to raise the bar, and for this year we actually have a variety of fabulous fur experts in our tent. Everything ranging from a celebrity stylist who can make your Shih Tzu look slimmer in the hip to a very fun, fabulous pet psychic who can tell you exactly what is going on with you and your pet.
Oh, that's going to be a hit.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the fashion show every year.
Every year on the main stage at high noon, of course, we have our Fabulous Fashionistas fashion show. And this year's theme, because of course superheroes are hot this summer, is superheroes. So we have fabulous superheroes, fabulous furball superheroes that are going to be decked out with a variety of superpowers.
Superpowers. Did you know? Wow.
I did not. I'm very excited to see this.
She's always full of surprises.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. We're looking forward to bringing the fabulous to the Pets in the Park this year.
Oh, yeah. And there's so many other things that are happening. Give us a rundown, Jocelyn.
There is. We always have our pledged walk and run, so there's still opportunity to register and raise money for the Humane Society, because of course Pets in the Park is one of our biggest fundraising events of the year, so we're really hoping that a lot of people do register. We have seen a lot of pledges already, so it's really exciting if people continue to do that. And then there's so much to see and do that day. Agility demonstrations, disc dog, so you can come and check out, see if your dog maybe can catch a frisbee and do some tricks. The sheep herding demonstrations, lots of things to see and do, and a great day to come out with your family.
Yes, and it is Edmonton's official pet festival. And it's so popular, just more and more people come every year.
It's fantastic. We've actually had more sponsors this year, so there's more things for people to check out to do with their pets. And our silent auction, again, is huge this year. So
big tent, you can't miss it.
Fabulous, fabulous things in that silent auction.
And this goes rain or shine.
Absolutely, yeah. If you're, you got to put your rain poncho on if it's drizzling a little bit, but we're really hoping for some sunshine.
And you can bring pretty much any pet, right?
Sure, people bring their snakes and their tortoises. We're always surprised by the variety of pets that do come down to the parks.
It's just so important to be responsible with your pet down there, and especially with dogs on leashes, to make sure it's not the retractable type.
That's right. We have seen a lot of people get burned legs from those retractable leashes, so we do ask people to not bring those down, and make sure that their pets are well contained and hopefully social with other animals, and if not, you've made some provisions for that, and all in all, it's just a fun day for everyone.
It is, and we'll all be there, and thousands of other people,
yeah.
So watch for the Fabulous Furballs tent with all the fun and experts inside.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing everyone at Pets in the Park.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome back. Before we get to Renata, like every month, I just want to tell you about a program in service because we like to feature those as well. And this month we're talking about our Camp, Sit, Stay, Play. It is the summer camp for kids, and there are just a few spots left throughout our sessions that we're going to be offering for you in both July and August. Kids can be signed up for the week-long camps that are taking place, as I said, those 2 months. They are extremely popular since youngsters have so much fun interacting with the animals, learning about respect and how to be responsible pet owners. This is the 3rd year of the camps at the Edmonton Humane Society shelter and the only directly pet-related summer camp for kids in the city. To register, just head onto our website, look for the Camp, Sit, Stay, Play link on the right-hand side of your screen on our homepage, and you can't miss it. So sign up, as I said, because the spots fill up so fast. Okay, still with the topic of summer, our monthly segment that we have Renata Crosley, who is our retail manager with Bingo's Pet Shop, which is located right in our shelter, joining us. Without one of your little critters, I guess I could say, without one of your pups.
They didn't like to get out in the rain.
It's a lot of rain.
What can I say? It is. There's a lot of rain out there. But with the rain, it also will come sunshine eventually.
Exactly.
Right?
So let's talk about some of the summer products that are available in Bingo's. Okay, I've got to start with what you're holding. What is this?
Well, this is our brand new toy, and it squeaks here and here. And you know, it's funny because we always think of that big dogs would go after it. I happen to bring that home. All of the little ones love to be able to get to the bag and find out what it was. So it's a great fun toy that they can kind of lag around.
Inside or out?
They can do both. You don't want it out in the rain, but absolutely both ways, right?
Yeah.
So
okay, that's really good.
One of the big questions through the heat that we have had and the rain, people were asking, what can we put on our dogs?
For mosquitoes?
For mosquitoes.
Let's see this product. This, I didn't even know that we had mosquito repellent for animals, and it's safe. So tell me about it. It's called Canadian Marigold Spray.
Exactly. It's not only repellent for the animals, but it's also great for human. If you open up the lid here, have a smell on it, because it's absolutely awesome.
That's really nice. It just smells like some soap, actually.
Exactly. So it doesn't have, it's only one application. So each time the animal goes out, you have to reapply it.
Okay.
Goes directly on the coat. You don't have to worry about it. It's safe for the dogs. It's safe for the cats, and as well as it is for the human.
And there was a discussion on Facebook page, on our Facebook page at the end of last week. People had tried it and say it really, really does work. So look at that. Okay.
Yes.
What's this?
This is another product. Now, this one, you kind of have to be careful. It's designed for horses and dogs.
Okay.
Now, it's one application for 17 days.
Okay.
It's more oil-based.
And what is it for?
It is for mosquitoes.
Oh, this too?
It is for mosquitoes. Mosquitoes, flies. So when you're going
Ultra
out
Shield.
camping and you really don't want it to reapply it, one of the things I had is the person that purchased it and said that their dog skin was really allergic and they don't want to put anything on it. So what we decided is to put it on a shirt and then put the shirt on top of it, and that prevents
and that worked well.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Oh, those are good things. Okay, and one more thing to look at. Is this?
Well, as we go in camping, quite often we have our animals with us. So it's not fair for the other campers next to you to have the animal coming and visiting you if they don't want it. So it's a great area for plugging the spiral into the ground and then a leash right against them in the cord, and then this way they stay with your campsite.
The tie-out camp.
It's a tie-out, yes. So it makes it nice.
That
and
is handy.
Exactly. So it's
right.
it stays with you.
Okay, Evan's putting his hand up. I think he has a question for you.
I have a question about that. Yeah.
Yes.
How much is it?
$19.99.
Look, we keep our cats on harnesses, and we always have to tie them onto something, and that would be really nice to keep them from getting on the fence.
So cats
exactly.
too.
This also comes in a lighter weight, so your cord in itself can come in a lighter weight. So it's for cats. This one is just a little bit heavier, so the next one down would be exactly.
Love it, love it, love it. Oh, excellent. All of this available, and I do want to stress, because you get asked all the time in the shelter store, that all proceeds from everything goes directly into shelter operations. It is an Edmonton Humane Society store.
Absolutely. We pay for our products to the wholesalers, and whatever we make out of it goes directly back to them.
All right.
Right. Thank
Okay.
you, Renata Crosley, retail
Well, thank you.
manager. And you're just going to be here for a second here, I guess, and maybe work your way off
Sounds
in a
good.
second. But I have a few more things because we are getting to the end of the show. Remember at the beginning I said submit any questions that you may have in the chat room. I do have one. We have others, but we'll just answer this one. And then please, if you're in the chat room, leave your information and email, and then we would get back to you if you have a question that we're not answering. A question about pets in the park. Is it going to happen rain or shine if this rain does continue? Yes, rain or shine. So if it is rainy, still come down because everything happens. There's lots of tarps and it's so much fun, but it's not going to rain, right?
Right.
It's not going to rain.
We already talked to the right person up there.
Yes, we did. So we are now at the end of our June show. Hope you've been enjoying it. Coming up next month, we are going to talk about a new service that we have to the public, how to shape people into having an effective and efficient career with dogs. We're now offering courses for people who want some sort of career with Fidos, dog trainers, for example. What does it take to be one, and what are the opportunities out there? We'll fill you in as this is a valuable new service that the Edmonton Humane Society is able to provide. And that's it for this podcast for June. Thank you all for watching. Thank you again to Fuse Logic TV, as usual, for donating all the airtime for this live production and the video on demand format so that we can keep in tune with you. We so much appreciate it. Cats, our next show, it is scheduled for July 18th at noon, not 12:30 like today. Mark your calendars, spread the word about this as well, and follow us all the time on Twitter, on Facebook. We always have great videos up on YouTube as well, and always keep in tune with our website as well. That is EdmontonHumaneSociety.com. That's it. I'm done talking. Join us again next month. Thanks for watching, everyone.